Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick, and this is the last review from the January 2026 Speed Champions batch with the 77253 Bugatti Vision GT. The front of the box is quite dynamic, showing the car on a racetrack, while the back gives us more angles and of course a look at the real car. Let's open it up. The set has 284 pieces, the price is 28 euros or dollars, and it will be available from the 1st of January. In some countries it's already up for pre-order, you can check the link below for local details. Inside the box we get 5 numbered bags, the car base, a sticker sheet and the manual. Here's the LEGO version next to the real car. I'm not entirely sure this comparison favors the LEGO model this time, but we'll get back to that. And here's the part list if you are interested. Now let's start building. Here's the base, and we already see a couple of interesting parts being used. That small assembly with the grey element is there to support the curved tile. I'm curious how sturdy this solution will be. The rear axle goes in next with a nicely built diffuser assembly. The first stickered element appears right in the middle, and I just realized I mounted this whole thing on the wrong end of the chassis. Much better now. We get some cool brick-built exhausts, and the support for the rear wing is now in place. This will be the rear wing. I really like the side prints here, but once we add more parts and install it, it grows surprisingly large. I'm not sure everyone will like it. Interestingly, we get 2 steering wheels. The game controller style one is clearly a nod to the Gran Turismo series, but I will stick with the regular one. The door assembly is held by a rod and a half pin, a very interesting and slightly unconventional solution in a Speed Champions set. These printed tiles sit on hinges, and once you fold them down, the iconic Bugatti line is completed. We add the seats and the rear fin as well. What's interesting here is that these tiles are mounted completely off the LEGO grid. You need to align them carefully with the fin piece. It looks good, but definitely don't touch them once they are in place. The front assembly has some really nice details, including the printed Michelin tiles on the sides. The mounting method here is also clever, using different elements as spacers. Now here's a funny detail. These wedge pieces aren't new, and the small marks on them are also known. We can find similar ones on other wedge pieces, but I honestly can't recall seeing them shown this clearly in the manual before. It might just be a rendering quirk, but it's funny that it's exactly where those marks usually are. We get another side print for the lights, and they look great once installed. The front section is now finished. I really like the printed grille, and next comes the windshield. A few more tiles go on, and finally we reach the big novelty of this set, printed Michelin tires with a brand new set of wheel covers. I'm surprised because the wheel covers are not packed in a separate bag with an extra set this time. This is quite unusual. The wheels themselves look fantastic. They are the dual molded type with the harder, plasticky rubber that's required for printing, and they look absolutely spot on. Here's our driver with a Bugatti branded torso. I found the product photos a bit funny, by the way. He's driving with the winking expression, which doesn't exactly scream safety. So here's the finished model, and it really does look great. This color scheme already worked beautifully on the big Technic Bugatti, and it translates surprisingly well to Speed Champion scale too. There's a lot to look at, so let's start at the front. The grille, the lights and the overall shaping are spot on. The red toe hook is oversized, but it's still a nice detail to have, and those printed Michelin tiles remain a highlight. The gaps next to the headlights where the wheels slightly poke out are a bit distracting, but thankfully not very noticeable in most angles. I really like the angled side profile. It's surprisingly stable, despite being connected at a single point at the rear. The brick-built red door handles are also a very nice touch. The iconic C-shaped Bugatti line starts on the windshield, then continues across different printed tiles and elements that are more stable than I expected. There are some small gaps here and there, but I really appreciate the effort the designer put into this. And by the way, the prints on the windshield are surprisingly color accurate, which is not always a given. The interior has some nice details as well. After checking Shmi's video on the real car, I realized that it's actually a single-seater, so there's no passenger seat, and those elements on the floor represent the fire suppression system. The wheels look fantastic from every angle, and the printed tires really elevate the whole model. The rear section is also nicely shaped. Even these sharp edges feel realistic. We get the rear fin and of course the gigantic rear wing. From the back the car looks great too, with the lights, the logo, the exhausts and the diffuser all working nicely together. At first I thought the wing would be even chunkier than the one on the Ferrari, but despite its thickness, it's actually less distracting here. I'm not entirely sure what the trick is. but for me it works. What works less well is the side profile, especially around the roof. The comparison photos in the manual really highlight the difference, and everything looks noticeably thicker on the LEGO version. The model is quite robust overall. The only real weak point is these two tiles on the sides. If you grab the car there, they will pop off immediately. Coming back to the wheels for a moment, I really like that we got a single piece printed solution with wheel covers instead of a fully custom rim like on the Ferrari. This means the Michelin tires can actually be reused on other cars, which is a nice extra. So all in all, I really like what I see here. Yes, there are a few gaps and limitations, but very few exposed studs. Almost every surface is clean and smooth. The proportions are still constrained by standard LEGO elements, especially the windshield. But if LEGO started fully customizing those as well, I think we would be stepping a bit too far away from classic LEGO aesthetics. That's just my opinion, of course. I know many people would love fully brick-built diecast style cars. Personally, I'm happy LEGO is still trying to balance realism with LEGO system design and continues to focus on the building experience, not just the final look. So folks, all January 2026 Speed Champion sets are now reviewed on the channel. Let me know what you think about the Bugatti and of course the rest of the lineup. Let's talk about them in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.